Hi guys, welcome to another hard and fast run through of some things I've come across, and I'm just putting some questions out there for you all. I compress these videos and pack in as much information as possible so that you guys can pause it if need be, so you can catch any of the information that I've maybe run over too quickly. Now I'd like you to just follow me through a string of things that I've found which creates some questions in my opinion. There's something like 1.5 million websites out there talking about Comet Elenin at the moment. While this comet comes close, it has a partner comet which is coming even closer, which is Yu-55. Yu-55 comes within 329,000 kilometers from Earth's orbit, roughly, or approximately 204,000 miles. The Moon's orbit is 350 to 400,000 kilometers from Earth, so it's actually coming closer than the orbit of the Moon to the Earth. As you can see with these diagrams, it shows that it's coming past, but not actually hitting the Earth. On the 8th and 9th of November 2011, Yu-55 will be the closest to Earth on its path. So on the 9th of November, it will be approximately 239,000 kilometers from Earth. Here's where it gets interesting. If you Google Elenin nasasite.gov and click on the GCN link, it brings you here. The number they've attributed to Comet Elenin is 11133. If you then go to if you type in 11133 in the nasasite.gov, you come up with this KML file, which is a Google map. It's a marker on Google Maps. Now lots of people have posted videos on this and have shown this area here where X marks the spot. Now jumping back to Yu-55, this from the NASA Jet Propulsion Lab website, we can see Yu-55 here and there's Earth. And I hope this comes out on the screen, but you can see the date, 7th of October, and the distance from the Earth. And if we toggle forward, you can see the two intersect and come to its closest point, which is the 9th of November. Now to link it together. This tsunami warning exercise carried out on the 9th to 10th of November 2011 is going to happen in exactly that area. What I find curious is the date, 9th to 10th of November, coincides with the comet Yu-55 coming close to the Earth. Now in this PDF it talks about some of the areas which have been hit in the past by massive tsunamis, being Samoa, Tonga, Papua New Guinea, Chile, Japan, a whole range of other places. Now something to keep in mind, the tsunami in Japan was somewhere around 70 to 140 foot and took out 217 square miles, or that's approximately 500 square kilometers. Now a tsunami created from an asteroid could be in the range of 1,000 foot high, roughly 300 meters in height. So I wonder how much land that would cover before it slowed down. The purpose of the exercise is to get staff ready in case of a real event, and every Pacific country is encouraged to participate. Now this simulated exercise in the Pacific on the 9th and 10th of November covers all of these areas. I'd like you to take note of the various places like the South China Seas, Pacific Ocean, through the Philippines, Chile, Central America, Aleutian Islands, and we'll have a look at those on the map in a moment. One thing they stress with this is that all documentation and correspondence relating to this exercise is to be clearly identified as exercise Pacific wave and for exercise purposes only. They do note that in the case of a real event occurring during the exercise, they will issue their normal message products for the event. Such messages will be given full priority and a decision will be made by each international centre whether to continue or cease their participation in the exercise. Smaller earthquakes that only trigger a tsunami information bulletin will not disrupt the exercise. They've included a sample tsunami energy forecast map and note the area that it's being started off at and the areas affected. Another sample map with affected coastal areas. Now looking at some history, speaking of exercises around the world, it's happened many times in the past where massive events have happened right at the time that they were running exercises for an operation for exactly the same thing as the event that occurred. I'm talking massive events. So we've got the London Underground bombing, had exercises running at the same time and place as the real attack happened. Now the events that happened on 9/11 also had an exercise running where they simulated planes being overtaken and terrorist bombings and so on. So that's another occasion where they were running an exercise on exactly the same time and day on exactly the same issues, and it happened. So without going into too many more, there's just two examples of major world incidents where they've been doing exercises at that particular time. Now this exercise here, which is on exactly the same location and region as where X marks a spot, what is the link between Elenin, 11133, X marks the spot, tsunami, and this Pacific region exercise in regards to awareness for a catastrophe, where they've got all of their people on emergency alert in all of those areas, all through these zones here, covering these regions. South China Sea, Philippine Sea, Eastern China Sea, around Japan. So my question is this just purely an exercise? Or is there more to the comet and its close passing than what we know about? Since it takes at least 2 years to plan for an exercise like they're doing here, it would seem as though they have some kind of pre-knowledge that we're not privy to. However, it could just be an exercise as they state. So do they know that there's going to be some kind of impact which is going to create some kind of tsunami-like activity? And they're actually getting out there in preparation for it, almost as if it was another 9/11 type attack or a London bombing? Or are they going to use HAARP and actually create an earthquake in that zone to coincide on that day and create some waves and make us think that it's one of these end of the world events? I'd like to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Join the dots, have a look. All of the links will be available in the information underneath the video for the various sites. Please leave a comment and thanks for watching, guys.